tour standards until this band figured out a way to pull it off and created Ed Force One. Laura Ingle, Fox News.
Sunny LA.
Yeah, but it is sunny. I mean...
We flew from Japan after a couple of days there, up through Anchorage to LA. Well, when we got to LA, Steve got straight off the plane. And then typically Steve, the music comes first, off the plane, bottom straight down the studio with Kevin.
You know, you might need to bring it out there. Just done that bit there. I just like the tri-Jans guitar, leaving it up.
I don't think Maiden ever cares about being relevant, and I think that's one of the things that makes them relevant. We like 8-minute songs, we like the slow intros and outros, we like the gallop in the middle. Guess what, it's, you know, so we've got 10 songs like that. We don't give a fuck. Steve is, you know, he's obviously the anchor of the band. He writes a lot of the songs. If he doesn't write the songs, he has a say in the way they get arranged. You know, it's Steve's band.
We have this kind of sixth sense with one another. He doesn't have to say so, I can tell what he wants. And likewise, there are a handful of bass players that play our sort of music that are that good. And I happen to be playing with one I personally think is the best in the world.
Steve is the musical basis of Maiden. And it's something I can say quite honest, all of the band would agree with that everything gets Steveized. The spirit of Maiden comes from his musical focus on what he thinks is right, and he's completely incorruptible.
My pass sucks. Your pass is golden. How'd that happen?
One more.
All right. I wore out Peace of Mind. I mean, I wore that out. I'd listen to it all day, and then when it got to be nighttime, I'd put the headphones on, listen to it some more, you know, so I wouldn't keep the neighbors up.
Did Smith and Murray influence your guitar playing in any way?
Well, I was always a fan of the twin axe attack, but myself, I never, you know, wanted to share. Yeah, when Steve Harris's foot goes up on the monitor and he starts pointing this and starts singing along, I'm going to be very excited tonight. Let me say that right now.
I remember one thing that made quite an impact on me was on the Number of the Beast tour at Long Beach Arena. We always, you know, look to Iron Maiden for inspiration because they always had the cooler records, the cooler album covers, the cooler stage shows. They were just cooler than everybody else.
Nico, is he an influence on you?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's got such a great vibe. I mean, one day he's going to realize that if you got some smaller drums, you could actually see what he was doing. He's kind of like, Nico, man, come on, man. I want to see what the fuck you're doing.
I have an audience. Mr. Video Piche. I'm trying to learn something.
Let him go understand the reckon the number of the beast. For it is a human. Its number is 666.
My mind was blank. I needed time to think, to get the memories from my mind. What did I see? Can I believe what I saw that night was real, not just fantasy? Just what I saw. My own dreams were the reflections of my woman staring back at me. Cause in my dreams, it's always there. Evil things that twist from me, bring me to despair. Was no use holding back.
just under 6 hours. Still don't quite understand how I managed to get it all in, but it fits just about.
Going all the way around the time zones, halfway around the world, up to Japan, from summer to winter, not just across a date line, not just going backwards a day, but going back a whole season. That was a huge chunk of jet lag, just non-stop. But when we left LA, there was certainly, I suppose, a slightly somber mood, because there was a feeling that, well, guys, I guess the holiday bit is over, because the adventure was really about to begin. Because when we hit Latin America, you get this idea that you're on the edge of something exploding.
Climb 54370, cleared direct Tango Tango Mike, 5 star 666. 666 to number of the beast. You got it.
Great. It's great to be in Mexico. It is. And you know what? Every time we go south of the border, the hotter it fucking gets.
Tour in the toughest areas, Manchester, Liverpool, we're all working class guys, and we have this kind of credibility with fans, the connection, you know. Music meant a lot to people, obviously. It was a way out, it was a release. I think it's the same in Mexico. It's almost like playing to a soccer crowd. They're singing, they're chanting all the words, and it's a real tribal thing.